Dialect to do something about it. Ship got the flow wide open if you got questions about it. Man, it's the show that brings you to your raw. To solve all problems, it starts with real talk. Real talk. It's 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 real talk. Yeah. Welcome to Real Talk with your host, Chip Washington. It's real talk. It's real talk. It's real talk.
And here we go on this wet, rainy, cold, chilly, whatever you want to call it. It's an ugly night. So it's a good night for you to be in. It is 6 o'clock straight up. That means it is time for an all-new Real Talk Memphis. Glad to have you aboard for the next hour. I am your humble host. My name is Chip Washington. Glad to be here on this evening. And, of course, I had a thought, and it just disappeared that fast. But anyway, it's still raining outside. If you're moving around, please be careful. Please, please, please. So in addition to the cold, we have the rain, and it looks like the rain will be with us for the evening. It's pretty raw out there. So I would strongly suggest that you bundle up. If you do happen to go out later on this evening, please bundle up, put some on your head. And make sure you have a coat on as well. The highs didn't get out of the 30s today, and it's going to be in the low 30s tonight. We're also going to see highs tomorrow in the 30s, and before we get on to Wednesday, we may get to 40, 45, something like that. But yeah, we're in a cool, chilly period of time. It feels more like winter than it does like fall, but nonetheless, glad to have you with us. We have a good show for you tonight. And before we get into all of that, there are many ways that you can get this fine piece of radio broadcast. The number one way probably is on your FM radio, 91.7 on your FM dial. That is WYXR. We are broadcasting live. You can also find us on the WYXR app. We are on the TuneIn app, and we should be live streaming this evening, so you can catch us on Facebook Live. And when the show posts in the next day or two, you will get to if you're a YouTube fan, you can find us on YouTube. And of course, the show is a podcast, and you can find us once the show is loaded in on your favorite podcast platforms. You can find us wherever you are on the podcast network out there, okay? Very, very, very good. So as I stated, we have a good show for you this evening. First up will be County Commissioner Britney Thornton. And boy, if anybody knows about how challenging the county commission was this year, she certainly would know. And so she's going to talk to us about that and a few other issues as we prepare to head into 2026. A little bit later on, we are going to be the holiday shopping season, of course, and that means you're going to be out and about in them streets and those malls, and of course, today is Cyber Monday, so you're going to be doing your thing on the computer as well, no doubt. But you have to be safe in everything that you do. So I'm going to do my part in that, and we're going to have Lieutenant Calvin Grantham joining me on the show. He's going to be talking about being safe during the holiday season. There is an increased presence of law enforcement, especially the Shelby County Sheriff's Office, as well as the police department. So he's going to give us some tips, some safety tips, some do's and some don'ts in reference to keeping safe out there, because I know a lot of you just like to be out in the streets anyway. And a little bit later on, Alicia Denton joins me. She is a therapist / counselor. You know, this is the time of year when many of us feel a certain type of way if we have lost a loved one or someone special to us. There's an empty seat at the table, and of course, when family and friends get together, there's sort of a kind of a void there. So she's going to talk a little bit about how we can get through the holiday blues, which affect so many of us. Did you know that today is the first day of December? We have 30 days left in this year. This is the first of the month, 1st of December. It's my year-end countdown. I'm counting down here just in a couple of weeks or so until we wrap for the year. But can you believe how fast this year has gone? It's December already. I mean, we're done, literally done, and preparing for 2026 and all of that and what that entails. We'll talk more about that as time moves along, but as we always like to do this time of the broadcast, a lot of folks are celebrating a birthday and that next trip around the sun. So I like to do something called the shout out. And we put it out there and let everybody know it's your birthday. And if you didn't get the appropriate present, you can give them a call and you can find out why. But I can't do any of that until I say, hit it, Brent.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthdays going out to the following. Pamela Ford celebrating today. Penny Mannion, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Suzette Elrod. Marcus Ford. Dr. Christy Roberts celebrating today, as is Tanya Taylor. Happy birthday to Shirley Walker. Happy birthday to Melanie Simpson. And a former television news colleague down in Jackson, Mississippi. His name is Howard Ballou. Happy birthday, big dog. And for all of you out there who are celebrating a birthday or who just had one over the weekend, got one coming up, congratulations. I hope today has been filled with fun and laughter. Of course, happy birthday from all of us here at Real Talk Memphis. And we hope to be with you next year for your next trip. As his voice goes like high around the sun. Thanks, Brent. All right, let's dig into a couple of news and notes here before we get into the broadcast. The man accused of killing University of Mississippi student Jimmy J. Lee entered a guilty plea today. Sheldon Timothy Harrington pled guilty to second-degree murder and tampering with evidence in connection to Lee's death in 2022. Harrington is scheduled to be sentenced at 10 a.m. on December 2nd, which is tomorrow, in Oxford, Mississippi. Now, we talked about the cold, and there are a lot of folks out here on these streets who don't really have a place to go. Well, you do have a place to go. The Warming Center is open tonight, and of course, they're inviting anybody, families, male, females, families, to come down and seek shelter. If you need shelter, get out of this bad weather. Please take advantage of that situation tonight, and I'm sure it'll probably be this way for as long as these 30-degree plus temperatures continue to deal. We have to deal with that as well. There is a slight chance, depending on where you are in West Tennessee, for some wintry precipitation, meaning the rain that is falling, the temperature right now is about 35, so it's a little warm. But during the overnight hours, it could dip a little bit, and some of the bridges and overpasses could see a little icing out there. Nothing major. This is not a significant event. Don't tell the kids that they're going to be out of school tomorrow, because they're not. But this is a cautionary tale, okay? You know, I like to provide information. So this is the cautionary tale, just in case. But it's going to be messy for a while out here, so please be careful on your travels. So today is Cyber Monday, as I said. And people have already spent billions of dollars out there, and I'm sure there'll be a whole lot more money being spent. But what you need to do is pay close attention, because there will be a lot of folks out there trying to scam folks. A lot of scammers. It's a busy time of year for them, so pay very close attention to the websites that you participate on, and just kind of watch it. We don't want you to lose your money unnecessarily. So many of you have heard already, Lane Kiffin is now the former head coach of the University of Memphis, or Ole Miss. He is now the new head coach of LSU down there in Baton Rouge, the Tigers. So he has left for Baton Rouge. And Ryan Silverfield, who was our coach, he is now gone, and he is headed to the University of Arkansas as their new head coach. So yeah, a couple of changes moving through here the last couple of days. We wish him well. I know it's for you diehard football folks out there, it's not always fun this time of year. I'm upset because Lane Kiffin and everything that he's done with the Ole Miss Rebels won't get a chance to take them to the playoffs. That really bothers me. And that whole system is just completely whacked and messed up. Totally whacked and messed up. And they need to fix it for sure. So, and I feel bad for the kids. The football players, the guys that worked so hard, they bought into the system, and they won 11 games this year, extraordinarily successful. The coach moves on, and the folks at the school say, nope, you can't stick around, coach. You got to get out. You got to go. You got to go now. You got to go today. You got to go right now. And that just really, I really hope college football addresses the system, because it really stinks that he can't stay and follow this thing all the way through to its conclusion. Let us take a break, and when we come back, we will hopefully get things started this evening and provide you with the kind of quality information that you're used to when you listen to Real Talk Memphis. So let us do that. I'm Chip. You know who you are. We might have a couple of technical problems we may have to deal with here, but we will be right back. Don't go away.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page, and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
Celebrate the wrap of WYXR's biggest event on Saturday night, December 6th from 9 to 11 p.m. at Crosstown Concourse. The Raised by Soundfest after-party will transform Crosstown's East Atrium into a house music, audio-visual wonderland with a once-in-a-lifetime collab between the legendary Larry Heard, Mr. Fingers himself, Cloudland Canyon, and Kid Millions.
Not only does your ticket get you into this unforgettable immersive experience, it comes with complimentary eats, cocktails, wine, and beer, along with tooth gems by Maggie Bearden and portraits by Cheers Photo Company.
All proceeds go to WYXR. We'll be talking about this one for a long time, so get your tickets now at raisedbysoundfest.com.
Acoustic Sunday Live, now in its third decade, is proud to support WYXR and to present the Concert to Protect Our Aquifer, taking place at 7 p.m. on Sunday, December 7th at First Congo Church, located at 1000 Cooper Street. Performances by Shamika Copeland, Bobby Rush with Kenny Wayne Shepherd, James McMurtry, and more, with special guests Eric Lewis and Jimmy Davis. Tickets available at acousticsundaylive.com.
Support for WYXR comes from Slow Down Cinema Club, presenting a special screening of Edward Scissorhands on Thursday, December 18th at the Museum of Science and History. Tickets and more information at slowdowndrygoods.com.
Support from WYXR comes from Sunset Jazz at Court Square, a free, family-friendly concert series presented by Just Jazzin', downtown Memphis and City of Memphis. Held every second Sunday from May through October, this annual event brings the smooth sounds of Memphis jazz to the heart of downtown at 62 North Main Street. Each show spotlights local talent in a wide range of styles, from straight ahead to swing. More information can be found at sunsetjazzmemphis.com.
Whether it's a clunker or a classic, your car can keep Memphis grooving. Free pickup, tax deductible, and all for WYXR. Donate your vehicle at cars.wyxr.org.
Support for WYXR comes from GPAC, presenting Catapult on Saturday, November 22nd at 8 p.m., a shadow illusion performance company, touring the world with their show Magic Shadows. More information at tickets at gpacweb.com. Support for WYXR comes from GPAC, presenting Catapult on Saturday, November 22nd at 8 p.m., a shadow illusion performance company, touring the world with their show Magic Shadows. More information at tickets at gpacweb.com. Huey's is proud to support WYXR's Raised by Sound Fest. Established in 1970 with 10 locations, Huey's menu includes burgers, sandwiches, and more. More information at hueyburger.com.
I'm Dr. Lisa Beasley, a family nurse practitioner and host of the podcast series Healthful High Notes, located on the WYXR Podcast Network. Episodes are released weekly, and I invite you to listen, like, and follow. Episode topics of awareness for the month of December include information on cold and flu season, preventing impaired driving, hand washing awareness, and coping with loneliness and stress during the holiday season. Visit the WYXR Podcast Network at WYXR.org or listen on your favorite podcast streaming service.
Whether it's a clunker or a classic, your car can keep Memphis grooving. Free pickup, tax deductible, and all for WYXR. Donate your vehicle at cars.wyxr.org.
Grinder Tabor Grinder Commercial Construction Contractors is proud to support the 2025 Raised by Sound Festival. As the builder of Crosstown Concourse, Grinder Tabor Grinder supports WYXR's shared goals of building community, whether through the music we enjoy together or the spaces that bring us together. More information at grindertabor.com.
Support from WYXR comes from Sunset Jazz at Court Square, a free, family-friendly concert series presented by Just Jazzin', downtown Memphis and City of Memphis. Held every second Sunday from May through October, this annual event brings the smooth sounds of Memphis jazz to the heart of downtown at 62 North Main Street. Each show spotlights local talent in a wide range of styles, from straight ahead to swing. More information can be found at sunsetjazzmemphis.com.
Support for WYXR comes from Mempho Presents and GPAC, presenting Jeff Tweedy on Wednesday, November 19th at 7:30 p.m. at GPAC, featuring his new album, Twilight Override. Tickets and more information at gpacweb.com. Grinder Tabor Grinder Commercial Construction Contractors is proud to support the 2025 Raised by Sound Festival. As the builder of Crosstown Concourse, Grinder Tabor Grinder supports WYXR's shared goals of building community, whether through the music we enjoy together or the spaces that bring us together. More information at grindertabor.com.
I'm Patrick Tamburino, host of the Techno Strategist podcast. Join me as we navigate the ever-evolving world of IT managed services and beyond. We'll explore everything from selecting the ideal tech partner to the forefront of cutting-edge technologies, all infused with my own unique perspective and hopefully a touch of humor. Don't forget to tune in to the Techno Strategist on the WYXR Podcast Network. For more information, head over to wyxr.org.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis. Are we on? Oh, yeah, we are. Yeah, welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this Monday evening. Chip with you. We are having technical difficulties, and I am unable at this particular point in time to access Facebook Live. I don't know if any of my guests have tried to check in or not. I don't even know how. So we're efforting, trying to fix this. So Robbie, if you're listening, we sent text to Shelby if she's listening, or JB if he's listening, to try to help us out with all of this. Yeah, Britney just sent me, my guest just sent me a message, and let me see what that message is. Oh, you know, this is what happens when you do live radio. This is all about that. Live radio, and oftentimes it can cause you problems and headaches. And I am trying to we're trying to effort as much as possible being able to do that. I saw where Brittany Thornton, one of my guests, sent me a message, but I can't find the message. So now it's a fun night, man. I'm telling you, you know, rain and storms and And, cold weather and ice and blah, 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 that can cause you some major headaches, indeed. So we are continuing to, Brent is working tirelessly trying to get this. Yeah, Britney says she's on, and I'm about to text her, to let her know that we are having some issues here. And we can see if we can't see if we can't get that rectified. I hope all of you had a good Thanksgiving holiday. Many people were out of town, and I'm hoping because the bad weather is spreading out all over the country, that you were able to get back. A lot of planes, a lot of flights were postponed because the weather is bad. There's a big storm in the middle of the central part of the country that is shifting off to the east and northeast, and that is causing delay after delay after delay for many people. So if you did go out of town and you haven't quite made it home yet, well, we're praying for you, and we hope that your situation will be rectified as well. Let me, if you don't mind, Brent, if you don't mind, let's take another break and see if we can continue to work on this technical problem here and figure out what we need to do. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
If you like real talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
Programming on WYXR is brought to you by a grant from Arts Memphis, who has invested $100 million into our local arts community to teach, uplift, unite, and engage Memphians of all ages and zip codes.
Programming for WYXR is brought to you by a grant from the Hyde Family Foundation, who is committed to creating a better future for the city of Memphis by supporting initiatives that enrich our city's cultural landscape.
Support for WYXR, including our 2025 Dowd Awards, comes from Iris Etc. Catering. Chef Kelly English offers flavors from his childhood in southern Louisiana, catering weddings, private events, corporate luncheons, and more. More information can be found at irisetcetera.com. Support for WYXR comes from GPAC, presenting Marcus Miller on Saturday, November 15th at 8 p.m. Known for his style combining funk, groove, soul, and jazz for over 40 years, Miller's latest studio album features guest performances from Trombone Shorty, Kirk Whalum, Patches Stewart, and others. More information and tickets at gpacweb.com. Support for WYXR comes from GPAC, presenting Marcus Miller on Saturday, November 15th at 8 p.m. Known for his style combining funk, groove, soul, and jazz for over 40 years, Miller's latest studio album features guest performances from Trombone Shorty, Kirk Whalum, Patches Stewart, and others. More information and tickets at gpacweb.com.
I'm Dr. Lisa Beasley, a family nurse practitioner and host of the podcast series Healthful High Notes, located on the WYXR Podcast Network. Episodes are released weekly, and I invite you to listen, like, and follow. Episode topics of awareness for the month of December include information on cold and flu season, preventing impaired driving, hand washing awareness, and coping with loneliness and stress during the holiday season. Visit the WYXR Podcast Network at wyxr.org or listen on your favorite podcast streaming service.
Support from WYXR comes from Sunset Jazz at Court Square, a free, family-friendly concert series presented by Just Jazzin', downtown Memphis and City of Memphis. Held every second Sunday from May through October, this annual event brings the smooth sounds of Memphis jazz to the heart of downtown at 62 North Main Street. Each show spotlights local talent in a wide range of styles, from straight ahead to swing. More information can be found at sunsetjazzmemphis.com.
Your car has one last great trip to take, straight to support WYXR. We'll pick it up, you'll get a tax break, and the music keeps rolling. Donate your car, truck, SUV, or any vehicle at cars.wyxr.org.
Support for WYXR and the 2025 Stereo Sessions comes from Independent Bank, serving Memphis, its businesses, and the greater community. You can find more information on how iBank can help you navigate your financial journey and hear client stories at i-bankonline.com.
Support for WYXR comes from Your Weight Matters Memphis. The Obesity Action Coalition will host an event on December 6th at the Hilton Memphis from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. to hear from leading experts in weight management, nutrition, and mental health. Mayor Paul Young will give opening remarks, and the city of Memphis has proclaimed the day as Your Weight Matters Memphis Day. This event is open to the public and all are welcome. More information can be found at yourweightmatters.com/Memphis.
Whether it's a clunker or a classic, your car can keep Memphis grooving. Free pickup, tax deductible, and all for WYXR. Donate your vehicle at cars.wyxr.org.
Support for WYXR comes from Halloran Center Presents, featuring the Memphis Songwriters Series hosted by Mark Edgar Stewart. Mark and his musical guests take audiences on a journey behind the music, sharing personal stories and introducing new works. The series continues Thursday, November 20th with Bailey Bigger, Taliba Safia, and Lena Beach. More information at orpheum-memphis.com/HC-presents. Support for WYXR, including our 2025 Dowd Awards, comes from Iris Etc. Catering. Chef Kelly English offers flavors from his childhood in southern Louisiana, catering weddings, private events, corporate luncheons, and more. More information can be found at irisetcetera.com.
Huey's is proud to support WYXR's Raised by Sound Fest. Established in 1970 with 10 locations, Huey's menu includes burgers, sandwiches, and more. More information at hueyburger.com.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
Welcome back to Real Talk Memphis. It's Chip. We are having some technical difficulties here, and that's too big. That's not. I got it. Okay. But I think we might be able to rig it in a way where we can do these interviews. Right now, I have on the phone County Commissioner Britney Thornton. Britney, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Well, thank you for being patient and indulging us in our technical issues here this evening. Glad to have you. How you doing?
I'm good. It just means you have to invite me back.
I will invite you back, and it may be as soon as next week. So maybe if you guys aren't meeting next week, maybe we can work that out. But in the meantime, glad to have you here. I wanted to get you on. Hey, we haven't talked in a while. It has been quite the journey for the Shelby County Commission in a myriad of issues. And as we prepare to probably quickly zoom through December and get into 2026, when you look at the whole of this year so far, Britney, how challenging for a year has it been for you?
I think it's been pretty intense for me representing the district that I'm elected to serve. So District 10, we have about $4.5 million on the desk of the mayor, and you've seen the issues that we've had with being able to make payroll. We had to make some pretty intense decisions at our last meeting, and so just seeing the way the books have not balanced and what that has done to just impact people at the ground level and a task in and of itself.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know that's actually a thing. Well, she wasn't on speaker. Okay. But anyway, yeah, you're exactly right. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that. Now, one of the things that I'm going to back up a little bit, to the school board situation in terms of moving the election calendar for them to 2026 and basically cutting in half the terms for those who were elected in 2024, which would be 2028. And of course, you all thought that it was an important component to be able to do that. And you kind of steered that thing a little bit. And then when the mayor came and vetoed it, you were the driving force to say, well, no. This is something that was so important. Why was it important to you that this change be made in the election cycle?
I mean, I stand firm behind when the commission speaks. I'm going to fight for our votes to matter. I understand that 13 people making, a decision is just a more solid decision-making process than one man being able to, make his own decisions. So we've seen this particular mayor actually have record highs of vetoes that he's made. And whatever his motivations were, I stand behind the commission that voted for it to pass. I was also in support of the no confidence, and I'm just paying attention, on the ground to what the data is actually showing, that our graduates in districts like District 10 are not prepared. And, how do we need 4 years to be able to figure out that we need to go back to the drawing board on our leadership? So I view it as a current issue and a long-standing issue. And so when I voted no confidence, that was long-term. This immediate one to, send this particular board back to the constituents was more of a pressing issue for me. So it was one of the reasons why I picked the legislation up. Nobody really wanted to touch it again. And so to see how it panned out, I'm hopeful that the citizens are actually going to do what they say that they want to do, which is be more involved in this process.
Yeah, that's a very, very big note that you just mentioned. In terms of what happens next in the process, are you at all concerned or wondering exactly, we had two legislators who put these bills together, one in the House and one in the Senate, for this quote-unquote takeover of the district schools. What is your take on that, and are you concerned as to whether that's going to be brought back up or what could happen from it?
I don't generally have a concern. I think that, decisions that are going to be made, and it's on us to decide, where our breaking points are as a local body. It's just Memphis and Shelby County. So I hear some people, who are in fear of what the state could do to us. I don't think that they can do anything that we won't allow to happen. So I'm sure that they have spent this off season preparing for what they're going to do in this next legislative session. It wouldn't surprise me if they brought back something. Is it going to be an intervention? Is it going to be a takeover? I've heard different wording used, but I also am just keenly aware that there are different elections that are happening right now that if people are really, really trying to break up the Republican supermajority, they need to get involved in. So, there's just complaining, and then there's actually putting yourself in action to be able to come up with a better resolution. So if anyone feels like the state is doing something to us as a blue county, then they need to get involved in state level elections.
Let's shift gears, if we could, to, I guess, the animal in the room, the elephant in the room, which is the Memphis Safe Task Force, which, of course, has been here now for a couple of months. Thousands of arrests have been made, and thousands of tickets have been issued, and we have federal government here, we have the National Guard here, and so forth, so on and so forth. First and foremost, what is your take on all of this as it continues to happen?
Well, I remember right before the task force came, there were headlines that crime had been reduced, but then also I'm seeing numbers of people literally on my personal camera on my property, and so the feeling of feeling unsafe in my neighborhood, in my city, I remember that feeling very well, and I keep it at the forefront of my mind. So we did reach a point where the culture of Memphis was lost, in my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And so to see that culture shift, whether that just be because there's a new narrative and people just assume that it's better, or because there's actual, behavior change, something has shifted. So I just acknowledge that. But I can't overlook the fact that the things that are happening with the Latino community and the fear and just frustration and just angst that they're having, really just silently. If not for independent reporters, I don't think that I would ever know exactly what those experiences are. So
Right.
this force coming in has had a harmful impact. It also has had, for some people's opinions, a positive impact. So I honor both, and in honoring both, it is a great tension. So that's really just how I feel. There's a lot there, but really, I'm going to put in my commission hat. What's happening with the increasing arrests without us addressing the overcrowding at the jail, that's another grievance. I am vehemently opposed to us bringing in more troops if we do not come up with a physical support plan for 201. 201 has been, before this whole operation, at the end of the road in the facility, in its capacity, and we have to address where the funding is going to come from. So to hear state level officials say the local is supposed to come up with $1 billion without any type of support as a taxpaying citizen, I just felt like that was just a disappointing moment for my state officials not to honor the fact that we're in a crisis here in Shelby County.
There really is a lot to this, and yeah, you're talking about Cameron Sexton when they ask about it. No, that's the local issue. They have to pay for that, and I'm like, I don't know if it's me or not, but I continually think that the lack of respect that we get as a city and as a county from Nashville is blinding almost in terms of how things are going in reference to this. Now there's a court issue as to whether or not the National Guard can stay here or not, and there's supposed to be a decision made on that soon as well. So you're right. There are things that seem to be mounting up in terms of just a lot of pressure on us, I think, as a city and as a community. And, you're very honest about things. And I liked what you said a minute ago about the people. The people should factor in a great deal around here. But the people have a responsibility in terms of the elections and voting and things such as that. Do you have confidence that anything will change? Next year is a huge election year. For so many people, and we have always seen, we've seen for a long time, we've seen very much of a lack of interest, a lot of talking beforehand, but when it comes to pulling that lever, we don't seem to have much interest in that. Can you figure out the why in all of that?
I think we don't do enough to educate voters. Very few people want to go in and play around in who they're choosing. And so when you don't really know the politics of the person and you can't really speak confidently, I think it does something to your ego. And so it's not that hard. Every time I've seen people go to vote, there haven't been super long lines. So it's not that it's such a time-consuming process in your day. I just think that people just need to know more to be able to be really excited about the people that they're voting for. And so, that's always my wish for any type of voter, is that you have an excitement for a full slate of candidates, that you're excited that we're going to be change makers on your behalf. And I just think that, the vote to vote message is kind of diminishing with each of the new generations. Like, our elders understand what that fight was to be able to fight for that privilege, but these younger generations have just lived with it. And so it's just like, what's the new motivation to go out to vote?
Well, listen, I'm going to let you go now. I'm way behind anyway, but I want to bring you back because there are some more issues that I want to talk about with you. We'll see if we can't get together and come up with a date online, off air here. But I appreciate you taking the time and being patient with us this evening through our problems. And I look forward to talking to you again real soon.
Always a pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Britney. Appreciate that. Britney Thornton, ladies and gentlemen, County Commissioner. Let's take a quick break, Brent, and I'm going to see if I can't get a hold of one of my other guests, and we'll try to continue doing it this way. If we can't do it one way, we'll figure it out. This is Real Talk Memphis. I'm Chip. We'll be right back.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
Whether it's a clunker or a classic, your car can keep Memphis grooving. Free pickup, tax deductible, and all for WYXR. Donate your vehicle at cars.wyxr.org.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
Appreciate it. Yes, sir. Yeah, bye. Yeah, come back. Are we back? Okay, we're back. Hey, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, what a night, what a night, what a night. But anyway, yes, this is still Real Talk Memphis, and we're not doing the Zoom or the Facebook Live tonight. We're having some technical issues, but the show does go on. And as I started to tell you all at the top of the show, this is the holiday shopping season, and a lot of folks are up and out and about. People all over town in these malls, the retail stores, and the whole 9 yards. And that brings to mind, especially for our law enforcement community, safety. So I wanted to bring someone on the show who could talk a little bit about this and what the Shelby County Sheriff's Office is doing. It's an operation called Operation Jingle Bells. Please welcome to the show, Lieutenant Calvin Grantham. And my friend, it is great to have you on the show. How are you tonight?
I'm doing good. Thank you, Chip.
Listen, man, thank you for taking the time, and thank you for kind of falling out and adjusting with me here. I truly appreciate it. So, this obviously, Calvin, this is a big time of year. And, of course, a lot of planning goes into it from the law enforcement perspective because of the tremendous amount of people who like to go to the mall and be out in the streets in the whole 9 yards. Your job and you all, in terms of your increased presence, is basically, what would you say?
So what we're doing with Operation Jingle Bells is putting dozens of additional officers in your high traffic shopping areas. That's going to be the Wolf Chase Mall, Highway 64, Germantown Parkway corridor. So we'll be like in Best Buy, Target, pretty much all the shopping areas in that area, and also out in southeast Memphis, in the Winchester Hacks Cross area, and in Arlington and Lakeland in our shopping areas out there.
So obviously an increased presence for many of the people who will be going shopping. Now, this is a yearly thing, and it happens every single year. But unfortunately, Calvin, every single year we see people fall victim to senseless crime. Now, you have given some very good reminders of folks. Let folks know just some of the basic things that they should remember should they decide to partake in a day of shopping.
Yes, sir. So one of the biggest things is when you're going to these shopping areas, make sure that you know exactly what store you're going to, and so you don't spend a whole lot of time in your vehicle. Once you're, if you're just sitting around in your vehicle looking at your phone or making your plans, you make yourself an easy target at that point. So it's best to just know where you're going first, and once you get there, immediately go in. And once you've secured your purchases, then you getting ready to leave, just make sure you put that stuff up and immediately leave, so you're not sitting still making yourself an easy target.
Now, in reference to the sitting still aspect of things in your vehicle, people don't really understand, or they take for granted, that there are people walking around all over these big parking lots out here, and many of them, aren't exactly doing shopping in the traditional sense. They're doing shopping, looking at you, sitting in the car, and trying to figure out and plot exactly how they're going to do what they're going to do next. Am I correct in that?
Right. You're exactly right, Chip. While law-abiding citizens like us, we go out, do our shopping, spend our hard-earned money. The criminals are doing their shopping as well, except they're causing you property damage to your vehicles and taking all your items. So it's best that if you do have some purchases in your car, please keep them in the trunk or keep them in an area in your vehicle that's not easily visible by someone looking in.
You also put emphasis on the fact that you're coming out of a store, you got all these packages, in your hand and everything, and you're trying to get them to your car. There's a couple of news and notes that specifically govern that. In other words, when you go shopping, you should go shopping with a partner. Is that correct? I mean, you should have someone with you. Am I correct in that?
Absolutely, Chip. The more the merrier. When you're going shopping, just have somebody that can watch your back, and the same thing, you can watch that person's back as y'all are in the parking lots or even inside the stores, because the parking lots are not the only accessible area to the criminals. They're going to go wherever they think they can find an easy target. So even if that means following you into a store to snatch your purse or try and take your wallet, or breaking in your car, they're going to do whatever they can to get what you bought.
Once you finish your day of shopping and you're ready to head home, another thing that is of interest is to have yourself together. Be ready. In other words, when you walk out of the store, Calvin, you need to be prepared. Which means having your keys in your hand. You need to have a plan going back to your vehicle. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Only use enough time when you're walking to your vehicle to go ahead, have your car unlocked, to put your stuff in your car, and to leave. Because while they might not be after your purchases, you might have a popular vehicle, and they might want your car as well, which could lead to a deadly confrontation if they carjack you. So just make sure that you use extreme caution, and just because we have additional officers out in the shopping areas, still remain vigilant.
One of the big things that has become really fashion these days, a lot of folks don't like to get out and about in all of those crowds and all that madness and everything else. So there's something called cyberspace, and there's something called, today happens to be Cyber Monday, where millions of people go online to find their purchases. But it pays to pay attention in that instance as well, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Make sure that you're paying attention to the websites that you visit, because the criminals are so clever nowadays. They can make a website look legitimate, like it's, like you're getting on that store's website, but they have completely cloned the website. And when you go to enter your credit card or payment information, that's how they're taking your hard-earned money.
Man.
So make sure that you're cautious of that.
Absolutely that. Well, listen, man, I really appreciate you hanging in there with me tonight. You can't beat these mechanical gremlins that get into the system and everything. But I was glad I was able to have a conversation with you. And listen, you be careful out there. I know the men and women of the Shelby County Sheriff's Office are out there working hard to keep all of us safe. But we also want to make sure that you guys are safe as well. I really appreciate you, my friend, for coming on the show and enlightening us on some of the things that we need to know out there out in the streets. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, Chip. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Lieutenant Calvin Richardson, ladies and gentlemen, of the Shelby County Sheriff's Office, giving us some information in reference to being safe as you go shopping, as you go about your merry way. Now, I'm going to actually stay here for a second, because I am going to try to see if I can't reach my other guest. She's probably wondering what the heck's going on with all of this as well. But if you're just joining us, we're having some technical issues tonight, but we're trying to work it out. I'm calling my next guest here and letting her know that she's live on the air. She picks up the phone.
Hey.
Miss Alicia, this is Chip. Now, I apologize to you. We are having some technical difficulties, so I can't get you on Zoom or Facebook Live. But I'm talking to you on the phone.
Okay.
So whatever that is I hear in the background, turn it down. Yeah, please, because so we can hear. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah. Okay. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, Alicia Denton is joining me. She is a therapist. She's a counselor. And the reason I wanted her on the show is because this is the time of year for many people. It's a very sad time of year because we've experienced loss. A lot of us experience loss, and many folks experience loss either during this time of year or through the year. But something about the holidays brings out emotions in us that can be pretty tough to deal with. And Alicia is so adept at talking about all of this, and maybe kind of walking us through, this time of year in terms of our emotions. Alicia, I know that a lot of people are, deal with depression. Especially during the holiday season because of the loss of a loved one or a family member or friend. What would you say to someone that says to you, I'm having a really difficult time right now trying to process things, and instead of a joyous time of the holiday season, I'm feeling depressed?
All right. Well, thank you, Chip, for having me tonight, and I'm glad to be here. Well, one thing we do know, grief can feel louder during the holidays because memories, traditions, and empty spaces become more noticeable.
Yes.
So, and these episodes that can occur, what we say is whatever you're feeling this season, whether it's sadness, anger, loneliness, or numbness, none of it means you're failing. It means you're human. And these feelings come up, and sometimes they come in waves.
Yeah, that's very, very true. But the first thing you said was about you're not feeling you're human, and I think a lot of us may feel like, oh God, is it just me? Am I going through all of this? But as you said, you're not alone in this. I mean, there are many people who deal with this every year during times like this. One of the more unfortunate things about all of this is that suicide rates go up as well. Because people do feel hopeless, and I think the pressure kind of gets to all of us. And I think from your perspective, we need to find a way to cope when we're dealing with emotionally stressful issues. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And some of those things, like for coping, kind of like how to help people prepare. One of the things is that I talk about even in my practice is identifying, knowing what those triggers are ahead of time is helpful. Whether it's the moment the family says grace or playing a holiday song, if those are triggers, you need to create a plan for those moments. Maybe step outside after the prayer or ask someone else to host the event this year. Or sometimes even skipping or modifying traditions that may feel painful. Another helpful tidbit is carrying grounding tools with us. That's important that we regulate the nervous system. You mentioned about that person being depressed and having the tools needed, like deep breathing to reset the body scanning before after gatherings, mindfulness. These are all things that are helpful and also that can help that person is managing grief guilt, because sometimes many people feel guilty for celebrating or smiling during this time of year.
Yeah.
And so it's important that we reassure them that joy doesn't mean you're forgetting your loved one. And another part of that is having a companion or that anchor person you mentioned, a support person through this time, someone who understands your signals and can check in with you. That's very important. Another tool, setting boundaries right now is important. Giving yourself permission to say no, lowering the pressure to make holidays perfect or as usual. So those are some of the helpful tidbits during this time of year.
Wow, that last one, really lowering the pressure, because a lot of people feel pressure to be a certain way. There's a holiday party going on. Everybody's, reveling and joyful and happy and everything. And then you're in your own space, and it's not a good space. So, but I think it's important what you just said is you have the power to determine whether you want to be around that or you're not really mentally able to really be able to deal with it. So there are other things that can be done, correct?
That is correct. There are other things that can be done. And preparing for that, even deciding how you want to honor your love that's important too.
Yeah.
And having that space, whether it's lighting a candle, making your favorite dish of your loved one, sharing a memory, however you choose, but ensuring that you're incorporating that. And a lot of times, and you mentioned about someone being depressed during this time. Sometimes leaving that undressed, there's this saying, time heals all wounds. It doesn't necessarily do that.
Wow.
Time can soften sharp feelings, but healing depends on actively processing your emotions through your introspection, self-care, and sometimes professional help. Because if we leave those undressed, and I've seen throughout my career, those wounds can fester. It leaves lasting scars, and it can be negative and unhealthy with it. And not only that, one tends to learn to integrate rather than fully heal.
Wow.
So it's important that we reach out and get that help when we need it, and that professional support as well.
Well, listen, I have to go, but I'm going to bring you back because I think what you're talking about is vitally important. I truly do. And so I'm going to bring you back sooner rather than later on this. But thank you for taking a few minutes tonight to talk to our audience. We're going to continue this conversation probably in another week or so. I'll be reaching out to you, my friend. Don't worry about that. but
Absolutely.
But thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate you, and we'll be talking soon.
It's my pleasure. Thanks, Chip.
All right, bye-bye. There you go. I can't believe we got this whole show done. I can't believe we got it in. And thank you, my friend. Get on the mic. Thank you, Bren, for helping me out tonight. I really appreciate it. And this has been tough for us this evening.
It was a little bit, yeah.
A little challenging tonight. But one thing for sure is what is coming up in just a couple of minutes is another edition of Event Horizon. And I don't know, that's probably one of the best titles of a show that I think I've ever heard. So,
Thank you.
Okay, so you put some time and effort into this. And by the way,
Right.
I listened to you when I was leaving here last week and headed home, and
Thank
you
you.
were jamming some stuff. I even liked it. I was just like some
Awesome.
rap stuff and everything. I was like, look at
Great.
Bren. So what do we have in store, Bren? Where it's a cold,
Totally.
damp, rainy. I mean, it's just an ugly, ugly evening. So we need something to fire us up on the musical side. So what you got for us?
Yeah, definitely. And while I made this set list, I didn't have today's weather, in mind or whatever. But regardless, yep, as you said, it's really cold and dark out there. We got a little bit of R&B, a little bit of like post-punk from the UK. Those people always got clouds over their heads.
Yeah, that's true. It's always raining in England. That's what they tell us anyway. Yeah,
a little bit of hip hop, and maybe like a house track or something like that in there. As we approach Christmas, we might have some stuff like R&B for the family gatherings, etc.
Before we go, we need to remind folks this is a very big event happening here at Crosstown on Saturday. Am I correct in that?
I believe you are right. It'll be on the 6th.
Yeah.
That is Saturday.
That's Saturday.
Cool.
Yeah. And it is what's the title of it?
It's called the Raised by Sound Music Fest.
Yeah. This is becoming a big deal, by the way. Last few years, there are people streaming, and it's here at Crosstown. It's here, right, in the building here, right?
It's here.
And then a lot of entertainment, a lot of local entertainment. A lot of some of your favorite local artists will be here as well. It starts at 1 o'clock and goes till 11 o'clock next Saturday night. So a big day of fun and music for all of you WYXR fans. So come on out and enjoy the Raised by Sound Fest this Saturday, as Brent said, the 6th, from 1 to 11 p.m. And as Brent plays me out, I want to listen. Live radio it keeps you on your toes. And we've been figuring out, we've been tinkering with this thing for like the past hour. But hopefully next time we join you next Monday, we will be nice and smooth and back to our old reliable way of doing things. Thank you, Brent, for your help tonight. Really, man. Really appreciate you.
Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere because a fresh, all-new edition of Event Horizon comes your way with Brent Butler in just a couple of minutes. In the meantime, please bundle up. It's cold, man. I mean, seriously, it's cold outside. It's in the 30s, wind chills in the 20s. Tonight it's raining. It's going to be cold tomorrow with highs only in the 30s. If you don't need to be out, stay in. And if you know folks who need shelter, the warming centers are open. So please, 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 ma'am, please, sir, take advantage of that situation. In the meantime and between time, for all of us, I'm Chip, and we are out.